Hi everyone, my name is David Coburn and I'm a part of the Diocese Risk Management Committee. Today's video is about emergency management and a new agreement the Diocese has in place regarding restoration services. I'd like to introduce Christy Breitenbach from Cavalry Construction and Restoration. You'll hear a little bit more from Christy shortly. First, I want to provide a little more context. In the risk management survey that many of you completed, one of the top risks was around emergency management of natural disasters. In response to that feedback, the Diocese and Risk Management Committee have conducted due diligence and entered into an agreement with Cavalry. Cavalry is an industry leader in restoration services and should be your go-to choice for restoration services after a fire, flood, or storm damage. Our Master Services Agreement covers all Texas properties. This agreement provides a preferred customer response in the case of an emergency situation. This basically means that we are at the front of the line for services. Cavalry also provides construction and remodeling services. In summary, by having this agreement in place, you can get the restoration services you need when you need them. And there's no cost unless the services are actually used. With that, let me turn it over to Christy, who will provide you with more information about Cavalry and the services they provide. Christy?
Hi, as David mentioned, I'm Christy Breitenbach with Cavalry Construction and Restoration. We are honored to partner with the Diocese of Fort Worth. Cavalry has been Texas-owned since 1989. We are headquartered in Dallas-Fort Worth with offices in Houston, San Antonio, and Austin. We specialize in the insurance mitigation and restoration of religious facilities and commercial properties due to storm, water, fire, smoke, mold, or any other peril causing property damage. Cavalry has been restoring and remodeling places of worship for 32 years throughout Texas and Louisiana. We have solid relationships with numerous churches. Listed are just a few. The damage caused by tornadoes and high wind thunderstorms can range from missing shingles, broken glass, to even complete destruction in some cases. Cavalry has emergency response teams on standby 24/7 to complete temporary repairs at your property. Don't let the damage get worse. We will temporarily repair your property until we can properly assess the damage and begin the restoration process. Our emergency response teams have the tools and training to solve complex problems that occur because of wind and storm damage. For disaster relief, the on-site resources, knowledge, experience, trained and certified personnel, equipment, and ability to respond immediately. We have extensive experience in water removal and know the proper steps to take. Our trained and certified water technicians are on call 24/7 and can be on the scene within hours to begin the removal and drying process. We are an IICRC certified firm and specialize in structural drying. Structural drying is a scientific process that requires trained professionals. Cavalry is trained and well-versed in the challenges that occur during the water removal and drying process. We know that the drying process changes from one building to the next. It is very project specific, and one size never fits all. Our trained water technicians always use the IICRC S500 industry standard for professional water damage restoration. It is pertinent to get back to a pre-fire condition in the most efficient manner possible. We work hand in hand with the insurance company to make this process as easy as possible for you. Our goal is to alleviate this burden from your life and put that burden on our shoulders. It is extremely important to act fast after a fire has occurred. If immediate cleanup is not done properly by a trained professional, it can lead to devastating effects. Within hours after the fire, appliances, walls, personal items, and many other parts of your facility will begin to stain. After only a few days, walls can discolor permanently and personal property may begin to rust. It is imperative that you act quickly after the fire to keep the secondary damage from occurring. We provide on-site content cleaning of contents or packing contents and having them cleaned at a facility. Mold spores exist everywhere. When mold starts affecting your health and safety of others or is visible, then it's a problem. Before mold remediation can begin, any sources of water or moisture must be addressed. This is another reason why having a water loss needs to be addressed immediately and must be dried correctly. Mold can start growing within 48 to 72 hours if the conditions are right. Mold often produces a strong musty odor, and that odor can lead you to possible mold problem areas. Air testing is utilized when visible mold is not present, but the smell of mold is. An inspection and mold air test can reveal whether there is indeed elevated mold levels and where it's located. Possible plumbing leaks or water issues could show elevated mold levels that may exist in the air or behind walls. Cavalry uses a third party to do the testing, so there is not a conflict of interest. We will be more than happy to recommend a company that specializes in mold air testing. Our focus has always been on helping people get back on track after a devastating loss. Besides rebuilding, we also specialize in remodeling, additions, and repair or replacement of roofs. When working with churches and organizations, we like to keep it in the family. We can work with any suppliers associated with your church.
Christy, thanks for that great summary of the services that Cavalry provides. Let's now talk about what to expect if you actually need to use their services. First, if you have a disaster that causes damage to your church property, call Cavalry. You should keep this number with the rest of your emergency contacts. They have 24/7 services and will respond around the clock as needed. Once you contact Cavalry, they will take it from there, including sending out a cleanup team and other labor, supplies, and equipment needed to complete the project. They will assign a project manager to communicate timelines and activities. They will bring experts as needed in order to meet your restoration needs. Cavalry are also experts in working with insurance companies and use industry standard estimating tools for loss evaluation. Upon your call to Cavalry, they'll also notify the diocese office of the situation. The diocese office will take care of insurance claims and coordinating with Cavalry on cost estimates and a scope of work agreement. The diocese office will also communicate with you about the project cost. In closing, a few reminders of the things that we talked about today. First of all, Cavalry is an industry leader in restoration services and has extensive experience with churches. Second, our agreement with them covers Texas properties and provides on-call services 24/7. Third, Calgary should be your go-to team for restoration services. Fourth, they provide preferred pricing that is in line with insurance company expectations. Fifth, there's no cost unless we actually use the services. And sixth, Cavalry is also available to do remodeling projects. Thanks so much for your attention today, and if you have any questions, please reach out to the diocese office.